What if one of the most beloved women in music spent her final days fighting a battle the world barely saw coming? Dolly Parton's death has left millions asking the same heartbreaking question: what really happened to the woman who seemed almost unstoppable? Dolly Parton died at the age of 80, bringing an extraordinary 6-decade career to an emotional close. According to her representatives, the country music icon died after a brief battle with cancer, passing away at Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center in Nashville surrounded by loved ones. But the cause of death is only the beginning of this story. Because Dolly Parton's final chapter wasn't defined by illness. It was defined by a lifetime of determination. Think about where she came from. Dolly wasn't born into Hollywood royalty. She grew up in a large family in rural Tennessee, where money was limited but music was everywhere. From those humble beginnings, she developed a dream that would eventually take her from a small mountain community to the biggest stages on earth. And she didn't simply become famous. She became unforgettable. Her voice, songwriting, humor, appearance, and unmistakable personality created an identity that audiences recognized instantly. Songs such as Jolene, 9 to 5, and I Will Always Love You transformed her into an international cultural icon. But what most people don't realize is that Dolly's greatest legacy may exist outside music. Through her philanthropy, including the Imagination Library, she helped provide books to children around the world. She repeatedly used her success to create opportunities for people who might never have had them otherwise. That's why her death feels different. Fans aren't simply mourning a singer. They are mourning someone who became part of their families, their memories, their childhoods, and even their hardest moments. And then there's the hidden emotional layer. Dolly had already endured tremendous personal loss. Her husband, Carl Dean, died in 2025 after more than 5 decades of marriage. In later comments about her health, Dolly acknowledged that she had spent so much time caring for him that she hadn't always prioritized herself. That detail makes her final years feel painfully human. Behind the sparkling costumes and enormous smile was a woman dealing with the same realities that eventually confront all of us: aging, grief, responsibility, health, and the passing of time. Yet she continued looking forward. That's what made Dolly different. She understood that people would always have opinions about her appearance, her voice, her personality, and her choices. Instead of allowing those opinions to define her, she built an identity that belonged to her. And perhaps that's the lesson people should remember now. Dolly Parton didn't spend her life trying to become perfect. She spent it becoming unmistakably herself. From country music superstar to actress, entrepreneur, songwriter, philanthropist, and cultural icon, she proved that reinvention doesn't mean abandoning who you are. Sometimes it means discovering how many different ways your gifts can matter. Now, millions are looking back at her life with a different perspective. The performances feel more precious. The interviews feel more meaningful. The songs carry another layer of emotion. Because eventually, every celebrity headline becomes a human story. Dolly's story reminds us that no amount of fame can stop time. But a meaningful life can make time matter. She may be gone, but the songs remain. The books remain. The memories remain. And most importantly, the kindness she put into the world continues through the people she inspired. Dolly Parton spent her life making people smile. Perhaps the greatest way to honor her is to keep doing exactly that.